Welcome to your SQL Limited free SQL Server training videos. To introduce myself, I am Dr. Subramani, in short Mani. I am the founder of your SQL Limited. I am a certified Microsoft professional as well as a Microsoft trainer. This is one of the free training video covering the menu options from SQL Server Management Studio. I'm going to quickly show you how to connect to a server. Click on File menu option and click on Connect Object Explorer, and you'll have a pop-up box which shows what server and what type of server you want to connect. The server name you can key in, whether it's a Windows authentication or SQL Server authentication. If it is Windows authentication, it will show you your default Windows username and password. If it is SQL Server authentication, it will allow you to key in your login and password, and you also have an option of remember password. And once you have given your credentials, you have an option to say connect. You also have other options here like cancel, help, and options. So when I click on options, here I can see whether to connect to the database straight. So you don't have to really go and say change the options to connect the server, but instead you can do it by default here. And it gives you the option of the network protocol, whether it's a shared memory, TCP, IP, named pipes, network packet size. These are all the things which happens in the background, but still you can control it if you're an advanced user. And it also says whether to encrypt connection, if you want to be in secure layer, and it also gives additional connection parameters whether you want to enter by yourself. So we'll go back to this and we'll do less options, and this connect button, once I click on that, you'll see a window in Object Explorer showing what are the services that are available. By look of this field, you can clearly say that SQL Server Management Studio is working for the local host, but the SQL Server agent, the SQL Server agent services is disabled. You can enable it by right-clicking and say start, but we're not going to do that now. We're only going to cover how to connect to a server and disconnect to a server. Similarly, instead of going to connect file, connect Object Explorer, you can also say connect here and say database engine, and you can choose options, but you can say the server type is disabled because we deliberately mentioned here connect database engine. If you want to connect to analysis services, click on analysis services, so you can change it here. If you want to do the change again, you have to cancel here and you can do it. Whereas if you want to do a fresh one, you can say connect Object Explorer, where you have an option of selecting here anything within the same window. So that's the difference between connecting to a server via a main menu option and the key options what you have in Object Explorer. Similarly, you'll also see a connect and disconnect button here. Here you can say connect Object Explorer. So that's equivalent to what you click on File Object Explorer, File Connect Object Explorer. And also here you have an option of disconnect. So when I click on disconnect, it disconnects the session and the server is getting disconnected. Server is still online, but you are not connected. If I want to connect again, I can say here connect Object Explorer, which is the same menu from the main menu object. So I say database engine, localhost, and then I say connect, which is done now. And if you want to say click on new query, you can see the active, your mouse is pointed to the window, but not to the any of the objects in the Object Explorer. The difference between these two, and the reason why I'm saying is, when I have the mouse icon enabled on your browser window, in your canvas window, where you're free to type your T-SQL, if you go to File menu options, your disconnect Object Explorer is disabled because you haven't selected any. If you want to select any, go back to your Object Explorer, click on anything, and go to File menu option. Now you can say disconnect Object Explorer option. So you can click on disconnect now. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching your SQL free videos. For more training and consultancy options, please visit www.yoursqlman.com.